Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's community section. And this is going to be a whole lot because we have a whole lot of things to unravel and also talk about. And my name is Joshua, and as you all know, this section is brought to you by Assessworth. But today we have guests coming in to speak to us because I think we've had multiple questions about IEI public offer, and we're like, okay, fine, let's bring them to you so that you come ask them questions and they answer, and you get direct insights from the team at IEI. So today we are going to have to meet the team. They are going to tell us about the company overview, the business model, their strategy, highlights on the public offer, and as investors' perspective, what you should know. And I think after that, we're going to have a brief question for them, 2-3 questions from the live audience. They are going to answer your questions. After that, we'll be having independent analysis by Elijah Rona, and this analysis will be coming straight up from the Assessworth portal. So you see how you can use the Assessworth portal to make investment decision on the public offer. And also, we are going to also have to answer questions, to live questions, and also questions that were submitted on the Google Sheets, on the Google form that was filled. So every question is going to be answered. With me here, we have Mr. Osage, who is the CFO of IEI. Mr. Osage, please, can you say hi?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me here. And my job today is to put the facts behind the numbers such that you can make an informed investment decision to invest in the public of International Energy Insurance PLC. Thank you and good evening.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Osage. And we also have Mr. Ekene Okechukwu, who is also a member of the Norembeja Group. We know IEI is also part of the Norembeja Group. So he's the regional head for Norembeja. So Mr. Ekene. Hello, Mr. Ekene, you can unmute and
yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Uyi. Good evening, members of the Assessworth family. I'm indeed
okay, thank you so much. And also, we also have Elijah Rona. Elijah Rona is the CEO of Assessworth. Elijah Rona, you can unmute.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Joshua. Good evening, Mr. Uyi Osage. Good evening, Mr. Ekene. Well done and welcome, everyone. Today will be a lovely day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So, for those who don't know, Assessworth, for those who are just joining for the first time, Assessworth has been on the mission of guiding you through your investment journey. You're investing in the stock markets, you're investing in bonds, anything investment. Assessworth is always there to hold your hands through the process. And these decisions, we make sure that you back up these decisions with data. And that is why we also have a product that also helps you solve a whole lot of problem when it comes to making investment decision. And today we would also show you how that can also help you today to make that decision with regards to the public offer. So first off, I think we would have to hear from Mr. Osage, who would be giving us the company overview, the business model, what we as investors, we need to know about the public offer. And as investors, we want to know where our money is going to, what the company is doing, and a whole lot of things. I know those are also in the question, but Mr. Osage would have to give us insight on that. So, Mr. Osage, you have, you can also unmute to speak.
Thank you so much, Joshua. It's always a privilege to speak to this great community and audience. I'll be sharing my screen to make a presentation. If you don't mind.
Okay, you can share your screen.
Thank you so much. Okay, let me start. To the community, we appreciate the audience you have given us, and we at IEI, we are deliberate in our acts. We are deliberate in what we want to do. We are here today to showcase our business, showcase our brand, showcase our company to everyone. We will start by company overview, who we are. International Energy Insurance PLC is one of the leading and foremost insurance companies in Nigeria. One of the things I can tell you is we have been around for over 50 years in the Nigeria market. We understand the Nigeria market, and we understand how to grow the insurance business in the Nigeria market. International Energy Insurance PLC.
Mr. Osage, we cannot see your screen. Are you sharing your screen?
Yes, I am.
I don't think.
Let me reshare.
Sorry, you have to, yeah, please reshare.
Okay, so let me click share. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, can now.
Oh, thank you. So I will just start again. I've not gone too far. We just do a quick company overview of who we are at IEI PLC. IEI PLC is a general business insurance company, and we have specialized heritage in motor underwriting. At a particular point in time, 1 out of every 5 vehicles on the Nigerian road had an IEI insurance cover. Our third-party distribution span across over 18 states in Nigeria. Prior to now, IEI PLC has a strong also heritage in oil and gas. One of the things that we did over time, and that was how the name was bet, International Energy, was to ensure that oil and gas business is domesticated in Nigeria, to build the right capacity within our ecosystem. As of today, 75% of that risk is done in the Londons and Lloyd's markets offshore, while we just take a very small proportion, majorly due to local content. The vision was to build, develop, and specialize in oil and gas and special risks. And with that vision, prior to Norenbeja coming on board, a lot of the major stakeholder was even the River State government, because that vision was around oil and gas insurance, oil and gas engineering. Based on that, the business shifted, and we became specialized in motor underwriting, and we grew the market significantly. We have a distribution network across Nigeria. We have deep understanding of the local markets, and combined with our international partners, our reinsurance, IEI PLC is one of the entities to look out for, not just in terms of capital appreciation, but to provide value to the insurance market. And work with the government, work with communities, potential investors to change the way insurance is being done in Nigeria. In terms of shareholding, IEI PLC is a subsidiary of Norembeja Advisory Partners. Norembeja currently owns 51.2% of IEI PLC. And we have, and the other significant shareholder is an individual, Ene Chinyere, who has always been a shareholder prior to when Norembeja acquired majority stakes from the River State government. Then we have an array of shareholders that account for 41%. Our vision as an organization is to be the preferred insurance provider in Africa through innovative service delivery to our policyholders. And that dovetails into our mission. We have a diverse array of clientele from NNPC to INEC and the rest. Heritage Bank is an whole slide, but Heritage Bank and Norembeja where Heritage Bank was once a subsidiary of Norembeja, Nest Oil and the rest. Our slogan in the market is that we have the energy to care, we have the capital base to protect your business, we are resilient, and that has shown over time. We have been in the market since 1969, and we started in 1969 as a Nigerian exchange insurance company. The company metamorphosed through a series of name change, and it became Mutual Life and General Insurance, Global Insurance. And in 2020, in 2003, the vision was birthed, the International Energy Insurance vision, which was actually to be to provide oil and gas underwriting in the Nigerian ecosystem for Nigeria, for Nigerian companies, similar to what we are seeing with Seplat, similar to what we are seeing with the local investors in the oil and gas space. That was the vision of IEI, and it still remains the vision. So we are going to have a lot of local players, which IEI intends to lead post-recapitalization. In 2026, IEI consummated with Reef Bank, and that was when the River State government joined IEI, and the company became larger. IEI PLC became Nigeria's foremost focused energy insurance company and in 2006. Following the merger with Reef Bank in 2007, IEI PLC was listed on the stock exchange, and IEI PLC is currently being traded on the stock exchange. In 2021, IEI PLC, the River State government disposed their stake, and that stake was taken over by Norembeja Advisory Partners, and thus IEI PLC became a subsidiary of Norembeja Advisory Partners. Following the acquisition, there have been a lot of turnaround, transformation to position IEI as a beautiful bride for investors and to become a leader in the insurance space. We have a 5-year strategic plan, which ends in 2027, and we also have another plan post-recapitalization to take us to be among the top 10 in the insurance market space. One of the things that, if you look at our result, which will be displayed vividly today, is how IEI PLC has gone 300% in terms of profitability, revenue, and prior to the opening of the offer, we had a 10x appreciation in the market price from the time Norembeja took over till now. Post the opening of the offer, the market price has grown at 100%. At the time we opened the offer, it was 3 naira 60 kobo, and I can tell the community today, IEI share price at a close of business yesterday on the exchange was 7 naira 60 kobo. And that tells you the growth potential in terms of IEI, irrespective of your investment strategy, whether you are here for capital appreciation, you are here for income generation, or you are here as a strategic long-term investor, IEI PLC is the vehicle to invest in. In 2005, we improved our distribution channels, and we opened our office in Kano, Kaduna, Abeokuta. And one strategic thing that happened with IEI PLC was the extinguishment of the Daewoo loan. The Daewoo loan in the books was a negative 16 billion. So we restructured our balance sheet. We cleared out all the toxic liabilities. We restructured the balance sheet to improve the earnings on our assets. And that is one of the reasons why we are confident today to tell you to come and invest with us at IEI PLC. Our core values, from our mission to our vision, is innovation, friendliness, responsive, simplicity, and above all, you can trust us to deliver. Our word is our bond. In terms of geographical spread, this is where we are. We are currently in Ibadan. We have an estate in Ibadan, an IEI estate that warehouses 32 duplexes along Ring Road. And our branch, we have 2 branches in Ibadan. Also in Lagos, we have 2 Ikeja for the mainland and our head office in VI for the island. In Delta State, we have a branch in Warri. In Rivers, Port Harcourt, our Port Harcourt branch. Calabar, we have a branch, Kaduna, Kano, and the rest. So in terms of reach, IEI PLC has the branch distribution network. And where we don't have a physical presence, we have partners that you can reach us, our agents, various partners, and also we have the digital infrastructure where you can also reach us, IEI PLC. So we are doing business. We understand the geography, the demography in Nigeria. We understand how to do business in the north. And one of the things we have done is that we take our AGM across. Our last AGM was in Jigawa. We have done our AGM in Calabar. So we look at our various locations where we want to expand to, and we go there, we do visibility studies, and we hold events there. We intend to open across, after the post-public offer, in 5 states, position us as a leader in the retail, SME, and frontier markets in insurance. These are the products we sell currently, general accident down to marine. We have a niche market in marine cargo as we speak. It's one area of our business that is doing very well, marine, and the motor line of our business. These are the classes of business and the various products we sell. If you have any insurance need, please, you can reach out to us in terms of general business, general accidents, which includes burglary, fidelity guarantee, directors, officer liability, money insurance, professional indemnity, and the rest. Engineering has to do with construction, erection, machine breakdown, bonds, performance bond, advance payment, but bid bonds. Fire has to do with your property, and the various special perils like flooding, storm, the earthquake, and the rest. Motor, which we all know, the third party, the comprehensive, marine, hull and cargo, and the P&I element of marine. In terms of our products, the motor business accounts for 64%, marine 4%, general accident 27%, and this is the portfolio mix that we have currently. We have a 58% retail penetration and 42% in terms of our corporate business network, in terms of the mix, in terms of contribution to our revenue. What makes us different in the market? One, we have a niche business currently in marine, oil and cargo, with the technology we are deploying, where you can underwrite your marine transactions with a very fast speed on your phone by connecting to our portal. We are bringing out new frontier markets. One of the things that has limited insurance penetration, in addition to religion, which is fading away, belief, culture, lack of education so insurance is not taught in secondary school, is not taught in university. Maybe if you accept you're studying insurance, the insurance industry has not innovated enough. And one of the things IEI PLC intends to do is to bring about innovation in areas where we can capture a large population. Insurance penetration in Nigeria is less than 0.5%. And what are those areas? One, entertainment insurance. A lot of things go on in the music industry, from the production of the movie all through the musical concerts and the various things that across the value chain in entertainment. IEI PLC wants to invest in building a product that serves that particular market. Agric, which contributes about 24% to the GDP. We want to develop a product that will serve both the commercial and the subsistence farmer in Nigeria. In terms of insurtech, technology, AI-enabled, telematics, we are building products that will definitely serve the Nigeria market space. Products that align with the future. As of today, there are really no partners in terms of alternative energy sources like the EV vehicles and the rest. We are doing a lot of research in that way, so in that light, such that we can transform the insurance industry without losing sight of our vision and our mission, which is to be the frontier energy underwriter in Nigeria, to ensure that instead of sitting out on the 5% of our reinsurance risks offshore, we can reduce that ratio to less than 50%, such that the local content policy in Nigeria will be effective. We also have a 5-pronged approach in terms of strategic growth, digital transformation, retail distribution, operational excellence, brand integrity. We will look at where we are brand positioning and see how we can communicate effectively to not just our shareholders, our policyholders, but to every stakeholder in our business. People, we can't do anything without our people. We want the best people in IEI, and the people in IEI, in terms of transformation, in terms of in-depth understanding, we want to invest also in our people. We can't take away the support we have received from the Norrenberger Group, and I will also share a very deep insight into IEI. Prior to now, IEI was the first insurance company to own a bank. And I can confidently tell you, IEI was the company that started Heritage Bank. So in the foreign clients, in advanced markets, insurance companies owned banks. IEI was the first insurance company in Nigeria to own a bank. Prior to now, banks own insurance company. IEI brought that change by owning a bank, and that bank was Heritage Bank. And the losses that emanated from those transactions in terms of the capital is what affected the books of IEI. So I'm giving you a trajectory into our business. In 2008, there was a Daewoo loan that was taken, and that Daewoo loan was to bring about expansion of our business across Africa. IEI opened in Sierra Leone, opened in Ghana, doing across Africa, Trinidad, or there's a small island of the shore of West Africa. IEI expanded to all those countries, had an asset management firm, owned the bank, but the loan was taken at 100 naira to $1, and serious devaluation happened over time, which eroded the capital base of IEI. And in 2012, the regulators took over IEI because the capital base was eroded, and that also impacted the bank and the various subsidiaries that IEI floated. Prior to now, IEI was the frontier entity in the insurance space in Nigeria, and IEI, with the power of Norrenberger, is coming back to be the market leader in the insurance space. We were underwriting almost all oil and gas transactions in Nigeria. 1 out of every 5 motor vehicles was IEI. We had over 3 million policies then. But the erosion of our balance sheet had curtailed the performance of IEI, and IEI could not pay dividends over that time, and it led to erosion of shareholders' confidence and the rest. When Norrenberger came on board, and they are the masters in wealth creation, they transformed IEI's books from a negative retained earnings of over 22 billion, and that has been cleared with the current restructuring that happened in last year, 2025, where we exited the Daewoo loan, a 14.6 billion loan offset by Norrenberger, and various other commitments with payment of claims prior to when Norrenberger came. there were outstanding claims of 4.2 billion, for which Norembeja offset almost all down to about 600. And the ones that were not offset, they could not prove at that point. So if you look at our claims exposure, you will see a downward trend from 4.6 billion to roughly about 1.5 billion as we are today. So what we have done is to restructure our balance sheets, position us for dividend payments, get a very strong management team with over 100 years of experience in the market, and transform the entity. IEI PLC from 2012 to 2023 recorded no profits. But when Norembeja came on board, we saw that transformation. We saw the change, and you'll see it in our financials. And you'll see the change in terms of revenue with a CAGR of over 57%, in terms of profit, in terms of balance sheet transformation. And IEI PLC, I can tell you confidently today, is positioned for dividend payments to our shareholders. For our shareholders that are income generating in terms of dividend payments, their dividend yield, and the rest. I know there are a lot of questions, but I believe that my presentation will answer every question even before the time for question and answer. In terms of improved operational efficiency, Norembeja has invested heavily in technology. As we speak, we have changed our CBA, our complex application. We have linked, we have a new middleware, and we are connecting with various platforms whereby we are able to sell insurance. And today, we are future forward thinkers. We want to embed AI and telematics. And what is telematics? It's one of the products that we'll launch in the market, and that is pay as you drive and pay how you drive. So you don't need to have a fixed flat rate in premium. So if your car, if for people that go to church every Sunday and they have G-Wagons, and they take the G-Wagon to church only on Sunday, so you pay as you drive. So if you don't drive much and the car is parked in your house in a very safe environment in Ikoyi, then instead of paying a 5% premium flat on a G-Wagon of 500 million or 600 million, which is 30 million premium, your premium will be assessed based on kilometer, because we are currently investing in telematics, insurance. Those are the innovations that we intend to bring into the marketplace. And it goes beyond motor. There are some people that have Rolex watches and all those very expensive watches that they wear out, they just wear it only to one special event, kept in a secure place. We will all those things will come into play in terms of our insurance innovation to the market. So this is our unique selling proposition. As I said, every investor are looking for three things: safety. Norembeja is tested and trusted. IEI has been in the market for over 50 years. We are a company that's gone through seasons. That is seasons of boom, seasons of depression, and we are back in the boom. So we understand how to manage ourselves in the Nigerian economy cycle. IEI PLC has strongly backed by Norembeja. We have 9 subsidiaries. So the ability to cross-sell is there for us to also generate income, and there's security. And above all, future prospect of the organization is very strong in terms of the insurance market space. Who are we? The people behind the brand. One, our chairman is Alhaji Bukagoni Aji ON. And in the next slide, I will give you, we will read out the profile of the people behind the brand. We have an independent non-executive director who is Honorable Dr. Chamberlain Peacerside, former Commissioner of Finance, Rivers State. He's currently the chairman of the Rivers State Investments Commission. We also have non-executive directors, Anthony Ede, who we refer to as our GMD. He's the GMD of the Norembeja Group. We have Mohammed Mijindaji, who is the MD, CEO of General Electrics. We have Mr. Teniola Eloramo, who is the GMD of an asset management firm. We have Dr. Adenika Hassan, who is a corporate governance juggernaut and is also currently the secretary of the Institute of Directors in Nigeria. Joyce Odiachi, our executive director and the acting managing director, Dr. Joyce Odiachi, a seasoned professional. And as I speak to you, in the month of June, she's going to do her investiture as the president of the Professional Insurance Women Association. So we are industry players. We are seasoned. She has over 24 years experience in the market. Who drives it at the senior management level? My humble self as a chief financial officer, Dr. Olawale Awoshino, a fellow of risk management, and a very erudite scholar in terms of risk management and compliance, and Confidence Yunusa, chief marketing officer. In terms of the board, we have the board audit committee, statutory audit committee because we are a PLC, the finance and investment general purpose committee, the ERM, and the nomination governance committee. With all these, I can confidently tell you that IEI PLC operates in a well-defined corporate governance framework, bringing together a balance of experienced board and senior management team to strengthen oversight of the company's operations. I'll just quickly speak about the profile of our chairman. He was the former head of service of the Federation. He was the chairman of the salary increase implementation committee, whereby the minimum wage was increased from 30 naira to something 30,000, 75,000 that is currently in place. He chaired the committee, the minimum wage committee of Nigeria, in the Tinubu administration, in this current administration. He has held multiple positions as director, women affairs, defense, presidency, and the SGF office. He's currently the pro-chancellor of Tafawa Balewa University. He has received numerous national honors, OON, CFR, and the rest, and is currently a non-executive director at Owando PLC. I also spoke to you about Honorable Dr. Chamberlain, who is currently the DG Rivers State Investment Promotional Council. He was the former Commissioner of Finance in Rivers State, and also is the secretary of the IOD of the in the Southwest region of Nigeria. Mr. Eloramo is the GMD of the Konak Investment Group. They're an advisory firm in mining and the energy space and agri. And you can see that we have people on the board that can help us drive our vision in terms of mining, energy, agri. He does transactions in terms of consulting with Total, Shell, Cadbury, and the rest. Mr. Anthony Ede, our GMD, a capitalist by nature. You can see from his experience, he started as an experienced financial analyst, a venture capital executive, and former executive director of CIO and Frontier Development. Well exposed, he started his career in KPMG, holds an MBA in INSEAD, and he is a fellow of ICANN. Mr. Mijin Daji, as I said, former MD of GE, and is currently in GE Genova, where he sits on the board over there. Our current leadership and management team. Now, before we go into our strategy and what we want to do, we need to have a clear understanding of the operating environment. Because what we do is that we understand our environment, we understand our demography, and we seize the opportunities in the environment. And that is one of the things that you can see in terms of our innovation, in terms of what will create value and how can we harness that value and also generate a profit for our investors. So please, I will just quickly run you through the operating environment. In terms of insurance market penetration, Nigeria is the least. If you look at Africa, taking it from sub-Saharan Africa, even above if we add Morocco and the rest. So Nigeria is the least at 0.4. Ghana is better, 1%, Kenya 2.3, Morocco 4.1, South Africa 11.5. And what is insurance penetration? Is the contribution of insurance to GDP. So our contribution to GDP is very, very low, is 0.4%. So that gives us, that means there's a lot of companies, a lot of people that are not insuring. So is there a market? Yes, the market exists. Can IEI PLC access that market? Yes. We have the technical know-how, we have the backing of Lauren Beja to access the market. If you look at the average GWP average growth in terms of volumes for insurance companies. Insurance volumes have grown 23% in 2021, 25% in 2022, 32% in 2023, and 58% in 2020. So insurance is a growing market. As of today, the insurance industry is a 2 trillion market. So it's growing. Yes, it's not as big as pension, which is over 25 trillion, but the insurance market is growing. So there are people, there's more uptake of insurance. Yes, compared to the GDP, there is still a far cry. And that's what is giving us confidence to know that with the recapitalization exercise going on, investment in technology, innovative products, brand positioning, IEI PLC is positioned to harness the opportunity in the economy. Now look at the growth of the GWP to the growth of the GDP. We looked at it on various quarters. On an average, GDP is growing at roughly 3 to 4%, and the insurance globally, and the insurance GDP contribution, globally is growing at a very exponential rate, 21.3. But what is growing in Nigeria is actually a very low rate. So the objective of this is to tell everyone, tell the community that there is a market, and we are positioned to access the market, and we are ready to access the market to create value for our investors and all stakeholders. Now, in a country like Nigeria, nothing can happen without regulation. And that is one of the reasons that we are very confident. The insurance bill, which is NIRA, has brought about the right regulation and the enforcement of compulsory insurance to drive the growth of the insurance industry. And it's a first move advantage. It's not about, I'm a big player, I've been around, I do 100 billion premium. No, the laws have enacted, the current laws have been enacted by the government. It has made insurance compulsory across certain product lines. So now, based on NIRA, all properties, all buildings must be insured. And I can tell you, government has seen it as a revenue. Government has seen it as a revenue opportunity and are discussing with insurance companies to partner. Does a state like Lagos that has over 10 million buildings, cities across Port Harcourt, Abuja, Kano. So I can tell you for sure, the insurance enforcement will be done at the local government level. And that creates an opportunity for us. NIRA has also increased the capital base. So the insurance companies have the capital to accommodate the risks that they are taking on board. IEI PLC, after the recapitalization exercise, will have a capital base of 25 billion, which is almost equal to that of, which is more than a mortgage bank today. A mortgage bank has a capital base of 5 billion. A developmental bank has a capital base of 10 billion. That is equal to is bigger than an MFB, which is either a state or a national MFB. It's almost equal, half the value of a regional bank, because a regional bank is 50 billion. So with the recapitalization exercise, IEI PLC will be equal to have the capital base of a regional bank. And with the growth and expansion coming up, the capital base of IEI will definitely double and triple in the next 3 to 5 years. Now, the laws that happen in terms of NIRA is strengthening the insurance sector as the next big thing, because the laws are making insurance compulsory. Governments, hello?
Yeah, we are hearing you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, thank you. So one of the things that, thank you so much. And one of the things that have come to play is there will be a reduction in the number of insurance companies, because the capital base will eliminate. Increase the capital base will eliminate. So we have fewer players chasing a larger opportunity that will cut across everyone. So the opportunity in the market is enormous. It's how to go and harvest it that we are looking for. And that's why we are here to raise capital from this community to see how we can grow our capital base and take advantage of the opportunities that they are in the market. Another thing that NIRA has done is for us to invest in technology. And one of the value add that IEI is bringing is IEI wants to, in addition to being IEI insurance company, we want to open and have our own insurtech product. Similar you have to Wema and Alert. So we'll have our own insurtech company, insurtech product that will also be selling at the SME, retail, and the micro level, such that IEI PLC can focus on the big tickets, the oil and gas, the power sector, the engineering, while also we are penetrating two markets at the same time, simultaneously. Looking at the current space, why are we raising capital? One is regulatory nature. We need to increase our capital base from 2 billion, from 3 billion to 15 billion. So it is it's regulatory nature, but it goes beyond regulation. It aligns with our vision. Our vision is to be the foremost energy underwriter in Nigeria. And that is where we are going to. Two, our value is to provide innovative solutions for the society, providing peace of mind to everyone. And that is why we're also going into the agri space. We are going into the mining space. That is the solid mineral space, which is untapped in terms of insurance. Also, we are going into the entertainment, the retail, the SME space in terms of the product we intend to launch in the market, without taking away our insurtech, which we believe will be the driving force in terms of number of uptakes, number of insurance products that we have in the market. So this is the composition of the insurance landscape. There are 29 general business companies that currently that we are competing with. Composite companies are those that are both life and general. And with the new dispensation, they'll be given 2 years to split their business into life and composite. The reinsurance, Takafu, are not really the people that play with. They're not really competing with us. But also, we are looking at developing Takafu products. And that was one of the reasons why we had our AGM in Jigawa. To understand that landscape, we opened our office in Kano. And we are trying to develop products to harness Islamic products that can harness that opportunity in Kano. Kano is, in terms of markets, one of the largest markets you will see after Lagos in Nigeria. So strategic positioning of IEI, just to buttress, digital transformation is very important. Microinsurance and retail distribution, as I spoke about earlier, we intend to distribute at that micro level, sell insurance very cheap, that we can protect the market woman, we can protect the barber and the rest. We also left without taking away improving our corporate governance and building a very solid data and risk prevention system. We also want to improve our customer experience, distribution channel, footprints. As of now, we are in 13 locations, but we are not in certain locations. The northeast, we are not very strong. In the east, we don't have a branch. That is, so we are looking at opening a branch in Enugu. We are looking at opening another branch in Bayelsa, because Bayelsa and Rivers State contributed. Bayelsa State was not very significant as that of Rivers State in our shareholding, but Bayelsa State had about 4% in IEI then, and those were the entities, those were the states that disposed their holdings to Norembeja. So we are looking at building on those relationships. So we also have government presence in those states. We have and also in the federal government. So public insurance, government insurance, we are not going to leave any opportunity untouched. We are going for all the opportunities, and we will see how we can harness those opportunities to create value for our investors. We are not left out of the ESG roadmap. And this is a Norembeja initiative. Norembeja has launched a sustainability index fund that happened sometime last month. Norembeja is big on sustainability, and Norembeja in our offices, that is the Norembeja offices, they run on solar. So they're everywhere solar panel. They are big on sustainability. They recycle. You don't see what do they call it? Bottled water. A lot of it are being recycled, and they are trying to ensure they reduce waste as much as possible. And we cannot be left out because we are a subsidiary of Norembeja. The objective is to ensure that we have an achievable ESG practice by 2030 and aligned with all global entities to ensure that we have a net zero carbon emission by 2050. We have sustainability experts. I was privileged to go on a training on S1 and S2 last month. I was also privileged to be part of the team that went to SEC in terms of our Norembeja Sustainability Index and also the launching of the Norembeja Sustainability Fund. So IEI and Norembeja are also interested in the sustainability of our planet, of our business, and also on the environment. Financial performance, which is very important. You can see that from when Norembeja took over, when the transformation started happening, IEI PLC has a 5-year CAGR of 57% in terms of revenue. In terms of production, GWP premium, 50.7. IEI PLC turned around the ties in 2022, and it was 2022 that Norembeja came on board, and we made a loss in the first year, but it was a decreasing loss. So you can see there was an improvement from 2021 to 2022. And we had a very strong performance in 2024, majorly coming from our investment performance report results. Remember, Norembeja, the masters in wealth creation. So we were able to make optimal returns on our investments. On the equity side, if you look at the equity portfolio, in 2024, there was a 55% return. Last year was 50% return. And year-to-date performance has been fantastic in terms of return. So we were able to maximize that. But also in 2025, we restructured our balance sheet. We said, oh, we need to position our business in a way that reflects the value we are creating. You see a company that has made over close to 4 billion in profit in 2 years, but has a negative retained earnings, and you cannot pay dividend to your shareholders because regulation says you pay dividend from retained earnings, and if it's a negative, you need to cover that hole before you can pay dividends. So we took bold steps to restructure our balance sheet in terms of moving reserves, balance sheet reconstruction, removing reserves, disposing properties that were not earning or low earning assets, and moving them to high yielding assets, and offsetting the Daewoo loan, which put the company in a bubble for over 12 years. It's a very huge performance for us because exiting a loan of over 14.5 billion is a very strong performance, which we exited. Now we are positioned as an organization to pay dividends. And why am I saying this? Because they will say, show me your dividend history. And I keep saying the new IEI started in 2022. The old IEI was prior to 2022. Ownership, government, now private. Performance, negative. Performance, positive. Growth, over 50%. Growth then declining. Price distribution, 3. Today, 13. So the performance we are going to focus on is from 2022 to 2025. And I can tell you for sure, we are positioned to pay dividends to our shareholders come the end of 2026. And that's what we are working towards, because we have exited all those negative positions. And that is showing in our total in our borrowings. So in 2021, we had a 14 billion borrowing. In 2024, we had a 16.4 billion borrowing. As of today, it is 2.8 billion borrowing. So one of the things we intend to do is to eliminate this borrowing in 2026 from the business performance, such that everything that we generate can be given to us, to our shareholders, to our investors, so that we can create more value. With this, we were not highly geared, we were over geared. This is what eroded our shareholders' funds, because these loans were in dollars at 100 naira to 1 USD, $10 million, 2008, which was a very good initiative. We opened in so many African countries. That asset management had a bank, but devaluation, just imagine 100 naira being devalued. As at the time we exited the loan, it was 1,550. And that was what eroded the company's balance sheet over time. So you can see negative 11 billion, negative 12 billion, even though we were making profits, negative 10 billion, negative. But because we exited the loan, you can, and we did some balance sheet reconstruction. Now, our balance sheet is in a positive position. So we are positioned to pay dividends. Any question? Should I? Hello? Should I continue, please?
Yeah, you can continue, please.
Yeah, thank you. In terms of total assets, our total asset has been stable, and it's not because we are not growing in terms of asset volume, but we have to exit some positions, which is why our total asset has been stable. In terms of insurance contract liabilities, that is our claims. I told you pre-Norenbeja, it was 4 billion. As of today, we have paid down claims to 1.8 billion. So we are here to serve our customers. Service delivery for us is very important, because we don't sell a product that is tangible. We sell a product that is intangible. You experience insurance at the point of claim. Insurance is a contract. Basically, it's a piece of paper. It's not a goods that you can feel, touch. So because of that, in terms of classification of goods, insurance is a good that people avoid, people don't want to take. But if you render the service, we pay claims less than 200,000 in 24 hours. Thus, we are building trust in the market. And as we are, one of our core values is trust. And we intend to position our brand in such a way that in the next 2 to 3 years, we will be the insurance company of choice in Nigeria. We have discussed this, but just to reinforce it, as I said, we have our insurtech, agric, entertainment, retail distribution, brand positioning, digital transformation, operational excellence, people and culture. That is our strategy in terms of capturing the Nigerian insurance space. The compelling case for investments. Why should you invest in the IEI public offer? It's 4 days to go. The offer is closing on the 11th of June. But why should you invest? One, diversified business portfolio currently and in the future. Two, significant growth potential in terms of income, dividends, in terms of appreciation, as we have seen. The offer is 3 naira 20 kobo, and it has a 100% discount to the market. The market as of today is over 7 naira. In terms of growth, when Norenbeja took over, it was 37 kobo per share. Pre the offer, it was 3 naira 60 kobo, and as of today, it's over. So significant growth potential is there. So for those that want to capital appreciation, that want to trade, IEI PLC is one of those stocks. We're in the league of the likes of them, Zenny Bank. Zenny Bank opened the year at 62 naira. As of today, it's over 130. It's 100% appreciation. IEI 2 opened the year at 3 naira. As about today, it's at 7 naira. It's at the 100% appreciation. Similar with GT Bank. We are the stock at that level with those entities. So when you say you want to invest in Zenny Bank or GT Bank or Wema Bank opened at 19, today is 33. IEI PLC is also there. Same as the NGX, same as WAPCO, same as other stocks that perform based on fundamentals in the market, IEI PLC is one of those stocks. In terms of market share and expansion, we are, in terms of distribution network, currently and also in the future, we are there. In terms of strong capital base, we have, after the offer, IEI PLC, we have a capital base of 25 billion. Improved financial fundamentals, as I've explained. Yes, people will say, but IEI PLC ownership changed in 2022. So if you want to assess IEI PLC, start from 2022 and see the change and see the trajectory, both in the market, both in financial performance, both in terms of growth and real service to the people. Synergy, we are part of the Norembeja family. You cannot talk of top 50 or top 30 asset managers in Nigeria without calling the Norembeja Asset Management Company. Also, our pension fund, the Norembeja MPL, was the best performing pension fund as of April in terms of appreciation. And in addition to that, we have other entities across the group. We have the TransCredit, we have ClearPay, we have a developmental bank, which is TIB, the infrastructure bank, and various other entities, the trust company, Gracint, and the rest. That synergy, that collaboration, that cross-selling gives an opportunity for IEI PLC to be positioned among the top insurance companies in Nigeria. And as I said earlier, the path to the dividend payment is also there. We have cleared all impediments, we have cleared all obstacles, and we are already positioned to pay dividends to our shareholders. This is the transaction. Sorry, it's May 22nd. This should have been changed. So the public offer, we are offering 5.4 billion shares. We are confident because people say you are coming to the market and you have put an offer for 3 weeks. We are saying that who will not buy IEI PLC? Most insurance companies are doing 2 months in the market, but we are coming in 3 weeks to raise 17.5 billion. And I can tell you for sure, as the CFO, because I see we are 50% there. And by close of business on 11th, the offer will be oversubscribed. The offer price is 3.20 naira, giving you a huge discount to the market. So even if you buy IEI PLC shares today, and let's say there's a downside to the market, it cannot go as low as 3.20 naira, because even before we issued the shares, it never went. The lowest was 2.03 naira, which was when there was a general turn in the market when SEC suspended the shares of a company called Zichi, then, and also one other entity offer was undersubscribed, which they had to, that was Ella Lake. So that created market sentiment, and there was a general downturn in the market. IEI PLC was also affected, and the share price went from 4 naira to 2.73 naira. But after then, it has been an upward trajectory, and as of today, we have crossed the 7 naira mark. And one of the things I can tell you for sure, from our valuation and from our projection, we see IEI PLC becoming a double-digit insurance entity stock. So we are moving away from a penny stock. AXA Mansard is 14 naira. We are moving away from a penny stock to becoming a double-digit insurance company stocks in terms of pricing. The offer is closing by June 11. The lead issuing house is Cardinal Stone Partners. And if you know Cardinal Stone, a seasoned advisory firm, and a merchant and investment bank be on the transaction. We have Betiva. These are the entities that are doing the Dangote public offer. So for them to be involved in the IEI public offer, you should know that there's credibility around IEI and around Norembeja. We also have Ancoria and also Norembeja. We have our advisory firm also there. Our stockbroker is Mega Capital, registrar is Meristem, and we have other parties to the offer which are not on the list. This is just a brief overview of the market from where we were below 1 naira to where we were before the offer. That's when we were planning the offer and how we arrived at the price. So you could see the volatilities. We did all the analysis, and based on that, we were confident that a 3.20 naira will give a 20% discount to the market, and it's a comfortable, a reasonable opportunity for everyone to own a part or own a piece of the future, which is IEI PLC. These are the contact people. We position ourselves differently in the market. And what do I mean? We lead from the front. So our contact people, the people driving this offer, is our acting MD, Joshua Diachi, my able self, Uyi Osage. And you can reach out to us directly. If you have any concerns, anything, any question you want to ask, and we are ready. We are ready to explain. We are ready to provide insights to what is going on, so that you can make an informed decision on the offer. These are also, and we also do that with all our partners. So the contact people are the MDs of all our parties to the offer, and you can reach out to them. Their phone numbers are there, their emails are there, and we will also share with you the presentation after the offer. So we are very mindful, deliberate, and strategic about our investors as stakeholders in that regard. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much for giving us your time at this late hour, and we are confident that almost all your questions would have been answered. If not, I'm here to take those questions. Thank you so much. But I also want my colleague Ekene, who is the regional manager of Northern for the South Zone, to say one or two things about Northern and introduce to everyone. Thank you. Over to you, Ekene.
Thank you so much. Okay, Mr. Ekene.
Thank you, Uyi. That's a wonderful presentation. That's a wonderful presentation. In fact, you've said it all. You more like transversed through the boom, the down period, and the boom again season of IEI. And this community is a community of analysts, and just like we had discussed before this session, we are here to answer any questions they may have with respect to this offer. I know you will have just 5 days to close the offer, but I believe by the time we'll have provided enough insights to the offer, the community would definitely engage. Uyi, thank you very much. I also want to use this opportunity to introduce other members of the team who are here. There's Anu. Anu, I don't know if you're here. Can you just give us a high five? Say hi. Anu is here. Ifoma is here as well. We are all here to provide, further insights as the questions roll in. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ekene. Thank you very much, Mr. Uyi Osage. That was a very nice presentation. Well, we'll take some questions. And the first would be from Rona. Are you raising up your hands?
Yes, please.
Okay, Rona.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Osage, for the presentation. While we will fact check your figures and conduct the analysis, even in this class, there's just a simple question that I want to ask, because while we are recruiting new investors, we usually teach them go for companies that that you patronize, check how profitable it is, as the case may be. So I don't know if you can just simply or easily tell us, individual investors here, we are retails individually, how can you service us? That is, what is the product or service that you can give to me as an individual? In case I am looking for insurance, what can I come and meet you for? With this regard, by the time you have your capitalization and I invest in your company, I know that you have the sufficient funding for my claims, if any. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for the question. In terms of our product offering, I can confidently tell you, all the investors and the community members, once you leave this forum, go to your car, check your insurance. I can tell you that 1 in 10 is IEI, because most times your insurance is done at the licensing office. So you may not know who the insurance company is. IEI is one of the major drivers of third-party insurance in Nigeria. And that is one way we can serve you. Motor insurance. IEI is a leading provider of motor insurance, whether it's the third party, which has to do with the third party damage from the other car. You can take it to the next level, which is the third party lift, which has own damage and third party damage, but the own damage has a limit of 250,000, depending on the whether it's the silver, the bronze, or the diamond category. It's between 250 to 500. And we have the full comprehensive, where we cover both own damage and also the liability and the third party exposure. That is one way we can also serve you. One potential opportunity that I spoke during the offer is property insurance. I can tell you today for sure that 1 in 100 homes in Nigeria has insurance. And with the enforcement coming on board, I would advise you to please take on a property insurance, and IEI PLC is positioned to provide that service to you. Moving away from the personal lines, let's move to business. Irrespective of the business you have staff. Okay, I'll answer that question. You can take a fidelity guarantee from IEI. You can also take a director's and officer liability, and we can also cover various aspects of your business. We also share our brochure with the community of the various products and offering. But I can tell you for sure, if you come to IEI, you are coming and you are living with peace of mind. And whether or not the product is stated in the brochure, IEI PLC is flexible. We will design the product that meets your need. And for us, it's also a means of understanding and creating value. We don't leave any business. We don't reject business. We take business. We take the risks and we give you quality service. So as I said, we have a lot of products that we can serve you on personal and on the business or corporate lines. But in addition to that, we also render bespoke products that are tailor-made to your needs as an organization and as an individual. A question was also said, why have we not paid dividends? As I said earlier, under IFRS, dividends are paid from retained earnings. The erosion of the capital of the business by the Daewoo loan turned our retained earnings into a negative, and thus the business has not paid dividends. I repeat, the last dividend paid by the business was 2010. And after then, the business has not paid dividends till date. The business had a negative shareholders fund. And there's no regulator that will approve the payment of a dividend from a negative shareholders fund. So what did we do in 2025? We took out the loan, Norem Beja, with the support of Norem Beja. We paid down the Daewoo loan over 14 billion in exchange for equity, more equity in the business. So they paid down the loan for more equity. And we restructured our balance sheet. We took out non-earning assets, low-earning assets, and restructured our liabilities. And the business today is in a positive position in terms of shareholders' equity of over 7 billion. Thus, positioning the company to pay dividends come end of 2027. I hope I've answered your question. Thank you.
Thank you. Joshua.
Okay. Thank you so much. I think Abdul, your hands, you can unmute and speak.
Hello, good evening. Thank you very much, Mr. Osage. Hello, are you with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Osage. My question is that, I've not heard of this company before now. I just heard of it when you listed on the primary listing market. Now, there's something that I still don't, even though I've invested already, there's something I still don't really understand. Now, if you look at it very well, you will notice that from the day you listed on the primary market, On the secondary market, I expect that I expect a kind of dump. I expect it to go down because a lot of people will rather rush to the primary market to go get what they want at a cheaper price. Instead, you notice that the price on the secondary market is pushing up consistently up till date. So is it that people are now getting, a lot of people are going to make research and getting to know the company more and then decide to say, okay, let me invest in this company. But even as that, I expect that they should go to the primary market. So what is causing that sudden push? So I wouldn't want a situation whereby you buy something, maybe a kind of, let me use the word, I hope it's not something like a market manipulation. All right. So that is my question. I want you to say something a little bit. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. And that is a very valid question. One of the things I can tell you for sure is what drives the market is demand and supply. And I can tell you, and I'm speaking with all authority and confidence, that our offer will be oversubscribed. As I speak, it will be oversubscribed. And why people go to the secondary market as against the primary market is, one, you can easily harness the opportunity. If you come to the primary market at the primary issuance, that is the public offer, before the shares will be allotted, it's going to take 2 to 3 months. So a lot of people, a lot of investors who are very short-termist in nature would rather go to the secondary market, buy the shares, and they can trade on it immediately. So what is happening in the secondary market, which is on the stock exchange, is yes, I've seen the question. I'm trying to explain. So I'm breaking it down properly. So the investors' appetite, just to summarize, the investors that play majorly on the stock exchange, which is the secondary market, where you can easily buy and sell, is because those ones are short-termist in nature, and demand and supply is what drives price, the equilibrium price. Now, if you come to the public offer, before the shares will be allotted, it's a 2-month cycle. And yes, it's cheaper, but there's a wait period. On the secondary market, there is no wait period. So everybody is trading there. And what happens on the secondary market is a reflection of, 1, fundamentals, 2, market sentiment, 3, speculation, from a very frank and open explanation. Yes, someone will say, yes, I'd rather go and buy at 320 kobo. Why will I buy at 760 kobo? But if you buy at 760 kobo, you have your shares today. If you buy at 320 kobo, you have to go through an allotment process. And I can tell you, what if it's oversubscribed? You may not get what you want. So based on that, the two markets are different. It's dependent on investors' appetite in terms of what their investment strategy is all about. So it depends on you. If you are looking at, oh, I'm here for the medium to long term, I can wait for 3 months, 4 months until after the allotment. Then after the allotment, I want to trade on my shares, then the public offer. If I want to buy today, sell tomorrow, you cannot partake in the public offer. It's better you go to the secondary market where you can buy the shares and sell them on the spot. I hope I've been able to answer your question, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, you have been able to answer my question. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you so much. So I think we'll just take 2 questions. After that, we'll move to Elijah Rona's part, and then we'll come back to Mr. Osage again. But we'll just take 2 questions, and one from Hillary and the other one from Aso Chukuma. Yeah. So when we come back to Mr. Uyi Osage, the first person would be Babatunde. But let's take on Hillary and Pastor Chukuma. Hillary, you can unmute.
Okay, thank you. Hello, good evening, everyone. So
Good evening.
basically, I have a Bamboo account and I can't get the public offer through my Bamboo account. I've been trying to open different traditional brokers, Meristem, Cardinal Stone, and I'm having issues. And I'm literally 5 days away from the deadline. So what broker do you advise me to open so I can buy? Because like I'm liquid now, but I just can't get it because it's not open. It's not available on Bamboo. So that's the honest issue
Hello,
I have.
hello, Hillary. I have dropped the link. Check this chat box. I have dropped the link to NGX Group, where the NGX website. You can get it from there. However, Mr. Osage, if you have any further answer to that, you can respond. Thank you.
And also, I think I can also paste the link from Mr. Ekene for the offer too, in case you want to also use that. Okay, yeah, he has pasted it too. So yeah, I think that
Okay.
answers the question.
Okay, if I'm getting it through any of these things, when the allotment process is over, where will it be allotted to? Will it go to my Bamboo account straight? Or
As long as you submit with your CSCS and CHN, that is the one associated with your Bamboo account, you should get it.
okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So Aso Chukuma,
Hello, can you hear me?
yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So my question was meant to be the allotment process, but I overheard Mr. Uyi saying it might take 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. So because we committing money is like you paying ahead for the allotment process. But I want to know what range are we looking at? How long are we looking at for the shares to be allotted to subscribers? Because corporate governance is one thing we also hold to responsible companies. So we want to hold you by your word this time around. That's one question. How long will it take for the shares to be allotted to subscribers? Then secondly, which is more importantly, is if the shares are oversubscribed, does it mean that funds will be refunded to shareholders, or what happens when the shares are oversubscribed? Will the company retain the oversubscription, or will it be refunded? So these are my two questions.
Thank you so much. So, in terms of the admission of new shares, based on our timetable as stated in the prospectus, our promise is to ensure that by the 18th of August 2026, those shares should be admitted on the stock exchange. Allotment will happen before then. Allotment will happen, we'll publish the allotment on the 30th of July. But even though it's allotted, the admission of those shares on the NGX so that you can trade, which is the most important. Yes, your CSS will be credited 27th of July. But when those new shares, at that point, you cannot trade it. You see it on your CSCS statement, 27th of July. But you can't trade on it because those shares have not been admitted on the exchange. The admission is going to happen on the 18th of August, as stated in our prospectus. That is to answer your first question. In terms of oversubscription, one of the things we are proposing internally is depending on the magnitude of the oversubscription, we are looking at having going back to SEC and having a private placement, depending on the magnitude. So if the magnitude is at, we are seeking 17.5 and we are able to reach 30 billion from the market, then we'll go back and have a private placement, which further strengthens our capital base for us to do more business and create value to the shareholders. So those are the things that we're looking at. If it's marginally oversubscribed, then we may have to return funds. But our optimistic view, based on what we are seeing, is the shares will be highly oversubscribed, and we may have to do a private placement Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Osage. Next up would be Rona. Yeah, he would get on with the analysis and also using the Assessworth portal too. So after Elijah Rona, would come back to Mr. Osage again, where Babatunde and also Grace would be asking their question. But Rona. Elijah Rona, you can mute.
Thank you. Please confirm that you can see my screen.
Sure.
Awesome. So good evening, everyone. The analysis will be simple, brief, and intuitive, as we've always done. We will fact check some statements, then basically the way forward, especially for us as investors. Thank you. Thank you. This is the quick table of contents. We have the executive summary. We have the public offer at a glance, the historical performance, which he has handled some parts. We'll now analyze it here in this meeting and also using the Assessworth platform, right? And I promise you, after this meeting, we'll give you this PDF. It's created by Assessworth, which is the full analysis, a summary of the prospectus, the analysis. You'll get everything. You see the strengths and weaknesses, so you can do your further research if needs be. Thank you so much. So this is the executive summary. They've been profitable since 2022, and that is due to the Norem Beja, change of management, as he rightly mentioned, and their debt has structurally been resolved. The Daewoo debt that they held, it has significantly dropped, right? Now, something that may interest you, both as an investor or a potential customer, is that they'll be making use of 80% of their proceeds on their underwriting capital. So what this means is that while they are raising money, right, you as a customer, you now have more likelihood of getting your claims, as the case may be, right? Because 80% of it will be into the underwriting. It's for operation purpose. However, there are still some negative sides. These are the ones colored red, as you can see. It is a significant dilution of the shares. We'll take a look at it pretty soon. They currently have, if we search for Norem Beja in the IEI, this is their company, right? Search for it in the Assessworth platform. You scroll down to the price statistics, then looking at the shares outstanding. Presently, they have 1.3 billion shares outstanding. However, they want to raise what? Around, what are they raising? 5.47 billion shares. In other words, their shares outstanding will increase from 1.3 to 6.8. That's a significant increase. So that's a significant dilution. If you presently are a shareholder, to increase your stake, you need to subscribe to the offer with at least 4 times what you already have, right? Now, they have no underwriting backstop. What this means is, we know what happens to Ella Lakes last year, mid to late last year, while most of us do, we subscribed, but they were unable to reach the limit as set by SEC. What happened is that they had to return your money back to you. And the extra returns in that money was even worse than what a money market fund would have given to us. So likewise, if this company fails to reach the number of shares that they have to sell in the primary markets, they do not have an underwriter that will accommodate the remaining ones. So it will have to, come back to you. But we will take his words in which he said that he has the full authority and confidence that it will be oversubscribed. Presently, based on their Q1 2026, this year, the last quarterly statement they released, they still have an accumulated loss of around 13.4 billion. So when he said that they will be paying dividends this year, I will try to see if there's a feasibility for that. Thank you. This is the offer at a glance. The price is 3 naira 20 kobo. They are offering 5.47 billion shares, right? So what this happens is that if the offer is fully subscribed, the proceeds will be around 17.5 billion naira, right? Now, pre-market offer. So what this means is that if you use the current number of shares, which is around 1.3 billion, if you multiply that by the 3 naira 20 kobo, their market cap should be around 4.1 billion. However, if you now include the shares they are adding, which will sum up to 6.75 billion, their market cap will now be 21.6 billion, as you can see. Now, mind you, while they are collecting 17.5 billion, the net proceeds will be around 17.02 billion. You know, they have to pay all the institutions they are working with. Thank you. And this is what they'll be using the proceeds for. Around 82% of it will go into the underwriting capacity, as you rightly said. They also have the branch distribution, which has to do with, you know, having a branch in Bayelsa and other states, IT infrastructure, etc. It's all there. Now, looking at their apologies if this is clustered, I'll just try to save space. The insurance revenue, 2021 was around 671 million. 2025 is around 4.7 billion, right? We have the accumulated loss. That is, this one is in the balance sheet. As of 2021, it was 25 billion. But as of 2025, that is Q1, based on their last financial statement. Please, so you don't use my words. Here you go. This is it here for the period ended 31st March 2026. Coming to balance sheet. Here, as you can see here, in the equity section, looking at the accumulated loss / retained earnings, this is 13.4 billion, as you can see. So it's there. As of last year, the same period, it was around 13.7 billion. Now let us look at the stock with the Assessworth platform. Right, this is the Norem Beja. Presently, their dividend yield is 0% because they do not have any recent dividend history. Their effective yield based on capital appreciation is 109%. In 1 year, that is year over year, their price has increased by over 300%. In this year alone, 2026, their price has increased by around 190%. So if you had invested in this stock at the beginning of 2026, sorry, someone is making a noise, Wilson. If you had invested in this stock at the beginning of 2026, let's say you use 1 million, for example, you would have around 2.9 million today. Looking at their financial trends, we'll look at the fundamentals pretty soon. We saw that the revenue, the insurance revenue, decreased year over year. For the net profits, likewise, for the book value, we see from a negative to a positive, it is there. Now, looking at the fundamentals of a company, snapshot of it, we see that the book value, of course, it's positive, so it's a pass. The profit margin, they are doing well with that regards. The debt to equity ratio, very low, as he rightly mentioned. The free float, you know, when he was talking about Norem Beja having 51.something%, someone else having percent. So this is what is available to the public, 41.7%. So as an investor, you do not fear that your money will be stuck somewhere. Yeah. If Benjamin Graham were to look at this stock, he will say that the price to earnings ratio is too high. He would also say that considering that there is no dividend payment, we should reconsider. Please, Joshua, please confirm that you can still hear me.
Yeah, I can still hear you very well.
Awesome, thank you. Now, aside from whatever we are seeing quickly, right, we can run a health check for this company. And we see that in year over year, that is from 2024 to 2025, the profits collapsed around 17.6%. The revenue also declined, though moderately. Then for the profit margin declined, the operating cash flow turned negative, then the return on assets declining. Just to confirm, this is for 2025, still coming back here. So year end December 2025. To confirm those statements there, we are looking at page 25, right? So this is, okay, here we go. For the insurance revenue, as of 2024, around 5.6 billion. 2025, full year, 4.7 billion, like rightly mentioned. For the profits for the year, that is profit after tax, 2024 was around 3 billion. 2025, around 870 billion. Coming to the accumulated loss, this is where you see it significantly decreased the loss, from a loss of 22 billion reaching somewhere around 14 billion. That is actually good for a year. Yeah, so these analyses are readily available in the platform. You can conduct your analysis and even see the different financial statements on your own. Now, just in case you do not know, how to read all these analysis, what you can do is that when you search for the stock, if you need a simple guidance, you can simply check, should I buy this stock? Then ask AI. So what the AI will do is that it will look at all the numbers, both the fundamental numbers, the investment numbers, and all the numbers put together. Then it will give you a summary, the strengths of the company, the weaknesses, the valuation, the risk, other considerations, etc. So you can conduct this analysis on your own going further. Now, looking at the valuation of the company, post-offer, using the price of 3 naira 20 kobo, they will be valued at around 21.6 billion. However, if you want to use the current market price of around 7.267 naira 26 kobo, their market cap will be around 49 billion, by the time you add all the stocks. Using 3 naira 20 kobo, their price to book, that is post-offer, will be 1.1, that is times 1.1. So it's kind of like fairly valued based on the price to book. However, when you look at the current market cap, which is around 7.26 billion, will be around 1.9x, still fairly valued if you ask me, but we'll have to consider them based on some industry standards, right? You can see the PE, comparison of the PE, whether at the 3 naira 20 kobo or at the 7 naira 26 kobo. For now, their dividend yield is 0. And considering that their accumulated loss is still in the billions, we do not know if there is really a strong feasibility that they will be paying dividends in any time soon. However, we can hear from him when he said that by the end of 2026, dividends will come. So let's see, we are all here. These are some strengths from the company. They have the turnaround, when they changed the management and Lauren Beja came into play, the turnaround came and they became profitable. Their debt overhaul, the DEU loan, right? They have cleared it. In terms of the recapitalization, they are not the only ones involved in this. Everyone will do it. Then you as an investor, if you buy at the offer price, considering the significant rise in the market price, let's assume that it is sustainable, then you have a significant returns that you can look at. And as a customer, considering that 82% of that 17.5 billion naira will be to service you as a customer, you should be happy that, so no matter where you are looking at, whether investment angle or patronage angle, there is something for you. The weaknesses, as highlighted here, we can still see the accumulated loss, like we mentioned. The massive dilution is there. Now, the market is speculative, so we can't really say that the price hike we are seeing will not drop, or we are saying that it is strictly based on fundamentals. We can't really say that, right? I think that's all. The rest are just, normal stuff. Now, as an investor, how should this affect you? If you are a long-term investor, right, this accumulated loss and zero dividend payment will be a test of patience on it for yourself. So aside from people investing for capital appreciation, if you are investing mostly for dividends, at the present time, you may need to be patient with this company. Then considering their valuation, PE looks quite expensive, but price to book looks fairly valued based on what we saw. And I think even our AI in the Assessworth platform attested to that. For short-term investor, yes, because we all know what happened to the initiates, where the public offer was around 9 naira 50 kobo or so, right? But when it's listed in the market, that was around 30 something naira, right? Yeah, so if that is what you anticipate, then okay, but note that it is fragile. We can't really bank on that 100%. Now, if you are an existing shareholder of the stock or of the company, such as the Norenbeja Group, it means that the Norenbeja, whatever their stake is, they have to invest 4.2 times to maintain their stake or more, So as an investor such as yourself, if you already have them and you are still interested in them, then to maintain your stake in the company, you have to invest a minimum of 4.2 times what you currently hold, right? So that is it. Like I said, it will be simple. And here, we've already analyzed it with AI, so no need to take much of your time, but let's just see. We are done. Thank you, Joshua.
Okay, thank you so much, Rona, for the brief insights. Also, this is also to those who are just coming in, and also to Mr. Osage and Mr. Ekene, that we have a solution that would help investors make investment decisions, and it's well packed with every great features that you want to think of when it comes to investment, and it's something you should also check out later on. So I would move back to the question and answer segment. Like I did say, we'll start up with okay, Osage, I think you're raising up your hands.
Yes, I just wanted to, if I'm permitted, just to do a quick response. If you could see, I'm the one that signed the account. So I've been the CFO for 3 years, and I can help explain some things that AI may not be able to explain. I don't know if you can put up the balance sheet for December, and I just want to explain some things that would add more. And that is one of the reasons why myself and the MD are the ones that are taking the investment calls. I don't know if so you can help me share the balance sheet. So what we have done, thank you, sir. As I said, we are restructuring our balance sheet. I said we will pay dividends. And how are we going to do it? So if you look at our land, property, and equipment, our investment property, you can see it went down because we disposed a property and it went up in cash, and we paid down some of the claims. So our investment contract liabilities went down. Because we disposed the property, capital reserves were taken to, so capital reserves moved from 7.9 to 0, and were taken to retain accumulated loss. That's why you can say 7 million decrease, because our profits for the period is not responsible for the movement in accumulated losses. Now, we are restructuring our balance sheet. Our share price, our nominal value is 50 kobo. So out of this 3 naira 20 kobo, only 50 kobo from the accounting perspective is going to share capital. And 2 naira 70 kobo multiplied by 5.4 billion shares is going to give us 14 billion in share premium. We are going to capitalize our share premium to retain accumulated losses. And that is that's why I can confidently tell you that accumulated losses will be eroded, will be wiped out. So if you look at our nominal value of the shares to the price, after the public offer, we should have nothing less than 14 billion added to share premium. Plus what was there is we are going to use it to offset the accumulated losses. As I said, we are restructuring our balance sheet. So I will not come here confidently telling you that we will pay dividends if we have not thought it through, built a structured framework to ensure that the balance sheet is properly restructured. There's no point having over 14, 15 billion in share premium. So the reconstruction exercise is currently ongoing. So I'm not trying to put some. So if you put it on AI, you may not understand why we are telling you to come and invest. So because it makes no sense, because if we have 13 billion there, or I can't see the figure properly, if I think it's 13. Thank you, sir. 13.6 billion. It means that the business has to make a profit. If we are making an average profit of 3 billion, 4 billion, it means in the next 3 to 4 years, for long-term investors, you will have zero dividends. Then there's no point coming to the market. But we have a solution that if you earn dividends, provided, remember, a dividend is paid from the profits. And we are confident with the board, the management, that this business will generate profits over time. The profit trend will definitely continue. Hello, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you. Just to put more light to that. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Elijah, please, you can stop sharing. So
Okay.
yeah. Okay. So I think I did say Grace. I don't know her hands. Okay. Grace. Yeah, Grace Okonkwo.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Are you
Yeah,
hearing
good
me?
evening.
Good evening. Okay.
Yeah, I can
So, thank you to Rona and Taji and everybody. So, I've been watching the presentation, though I joined quite late, but what I have seen so far, the company appears to have made some significant progress, you know, moving from negative equity positioning themselves to positive equity and all that. But my question is, how exactly? Because looking at the market now, it seems overhyped from the current share price. The share price seems overhyped, and if you go to X and other social media platform, you see you buy at this, sell at 7 naira or something, which I know is very fragile, as Mr. Rona has said. But my question is, how exactly will the proceeds from these right issues improve the company's profitability over the next 3 to 5 years? Specifically, what projects, investments, or strategic initiatives that this capital would be used for? As a long-term investor, I don't care about what is happening now. I think about what is happening in the next 5 years or 4 years to come. So what with this capital that we investors are investing in this company, what will it be used for? What investments will it be used for? Not that, so that by next is, we will.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Osage?
Okay, thank you. I thought there were more questions. I wanted to take everything together, but that's fine. So in terms of fragility, and I just want us to look at because I'm going to answer the questions. I know I'm going to the main question after I answer this question. One thing I can tell you for sure is if you look at after every reform in every industry, there has been a market rebound in the positive. The banking capitalization, now we are doing the insurance, and even when it was pronounced last year, August, we saw an uptick in the share price of all insurance entities. So yes, and we expect the same cycle to repeat 1st of August when new licenses will be issued to all insurance companies. That is just to allay that fear. Now, the presentation done by Mr. Ronald was very spot on. He analyzed our books, our prospectus very well, and thank you so much for making my job much easier. As he said, the net that will come to the business is over 13 billion, and that is the underwriting capacity. And what is underwriting capacity? Is the capital we can expose to risks. The NICOM regulation says you can expose a maximum of 5% of your shareholders' fund to risks. So now we can carry on more risks. So thank you, sir. Yes, it's 14 billion. Thank you. So we have 14 billion, so we can take on more business. With our underwriting quality, underwriting excellence, and discipline, we expect to carry on most good risks in our books. There's no way we will tell that you will still pay claims. So there'll be bad risks and good risks. But at the end of the day, when you put it in aggregate, it will be the portfolio will come out in the positive. First. Secondly, this 14 billion will be deployed in investments. So we benchmark ourselves with the markets. So we use the functional benchmarking methodology, whereby based on our strategic asset allocation, we benchmark ourselves with the market return. So if we are investing in equity, for instance, we will say what was the return on the market, on the equity markets. If we are investing in debts, treasury bills, and the rest. But we can tell you based on the current economy that we are in, blending the strategic asset allocation, we are currently returning in excess of 30%. So adding this 14 billion to the existing investments that we have, our current investment portfolio is about 13 billion. So we are going to have roughly about 13 billion to be deployed in the investment in terms of our AUM that will be deployed. So we see ourselves on the long run multiplying in terms of growing in terms of profitability, because we have more capital to invest as a business. Insurance is a financial institution, so the insurance brings in is for fund mobilization, and investment is what we use to generate profits. And so we see ourselves even from the investment perspective alone, having an investment income of nothing less than 4 to 5 billion on a yearly basis, assuming the underwriting is not even which we know will add, because if you look at the books of an insurance company, most from Leadway, investment income generates 80% of the profits of those entities. So with the larger capital that we can deploy for investments, we are confident that the business will return good profits with the structures we have put in place to eliminate the accumulated losses. We are confident that we can pay dividends to our shareholders who believed in us and are here for the long haul. So we are confident. So I hope I've been able to answer your question on the two folds that you spoke about. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Osage. And I think there was someone I wanted to call, but I'm not seeing these hands raised up quickly. Okay, so would go to the questions that was asked by some participants who signed the Google form. So most of these, all of these questions are going to Mr. Osage. So okay, let's start.
Yeah, sorry, Joshua.
Yeah.
I think that we must have answered most of those questions. So because of time, maybe you can just pick only one or two. Time. Thank you.
Okay. I think most of the companies, most of the questions have been answered. Going through these questions now, I think most of the questions have been answered. So I would want to ask if there is anybody in the call that has any question to ask. Let me check through the chat if I will see one question, but if I don't see any, I think, okay, I am seeing something here. I think Isaac says, I think this is to Mr. Osage. He, okay, he said it's a comment. Okay. Based off on what you were explaining, I think we've done a whole lot of good to this conversation, and thank you so much, Mr. Osage. Thank you so much. Ogechi Peter. Hello, Ogechi Peter, can you unmute? Okay, so I think we've done a whole lot on this conversation and on this topic, and thank you so much, Mr. Osage. Thank you so much, Elijah Rona, and thank you to everyone who asked questions and also said our minds. Some of us had questions too that other people asked that gave clarity to what we had in mind and everything. And thank you very, very much. So for those who want to also participate in the public offer, a link has been posted on the Assessworth community group so that you can also partake in the public offer. I think that would be it for now. But Mr. Osage, do you also have anything to say?
Yes, I want to say thank you so much to the community. I'm really we are over 67 on the call at this time. So thank you so much for taking our time to listen to us at IEI PLC. We have a track record, not just us, Norem Beja, in terms of wealth creation, in terms of business performance. And I want to solicit for your support. Please subscribe to our offer. It's closing on the 11th of June. The link has been shared. That link is a link that is from Norem Beja. So in terms of processing, it makes it easier for us. It's easier when you subscribe via the link. So it's easy for us to do reconciliation as against we are getting returns from various stockbrokers. And that's why we created the link. So I just want to solicit your support and encourage everyone to please invest in IEI PLC. Thank you so much and good night.
Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, to Peters.
Sir, good evening, everyone. Mr. Sage, thank you for the presentation. And after listening, I have interest. I have checked the prospectus. I didn't see the receiving bank and the account name. I have intention in investing on the AEI shares. So how do I get the receiving bank and the account details? Thank you.
Sorry, please check the comments in this meeting. Check the comments, you will see it. Nonetheless, yes, check the comment here. This comment, you will see the link to seamlessly subscribe to it.
Yeah.
Just check it. You'll see the one posted by Mr. Ekene.
Ekene.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir, Mr. Osage, for speaking to us regarding the offer. The offer will be oversubscribed, who will know it. And yeah, so when we were posting the invitation to this meeting in the community, a lot of persons were saying that the meeting will be too much of an endorsement, for IEI. That is why we had to try as much as we can to make it as independent as possible, and which led to us playing the devil's advocate. So yes, we thank you so much for having us, and thank you so much for the offer. Now, regarding that stuff, because in the use of proceeds, we saw the IT infrastructure, the AI that you want to build, and let's just sell Assessworth market, right? If there's any way you feel like we can come in, maybe the AI, the everything whatsoever, will come and knock on your doors pretty soon that we can offer these things, because the money is coming, right? So yes, thank you so much, everyone. I'm just joking though. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ronald. Thank you.
Thank
I will speak after this, the call. Thank you so much. Do appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah, bye.
Good
Thank
night.
you so much.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
if there's
Thank you,
anyone that
Uyi.
needs
Thank
the
you,
link,
Jesse. Thank you, Rona.
yeah, thank you. If anyone still needs the link, please message us at info@assessworth.com. We'll share with you the link to subscribe to the offer. Thank you, everyone. Good night and shares. Bye.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Please, whenever any offer comes, always run this kind of meeting for us to gain more insight. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Babatunde. Okay, for the person who asked if we can get the analysis by Assessworth, yes, you can. I think Rona will share it later on the group.
Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Rona. You guys are amazing.
Thank you, Mr.
All right.